Emerging commerce platforms. Okay, this is what we saw in the previous session, isn't it? We completed this also, and even the classification of e-commerce models. So we discussed the business to business model, the business to consumer model, consumer to consumer model, and consumer to business model. Also, we took the aspect of government, that is government to government model, government to consumer model, government consumer to government model, government to business model, and business to government model. So here we had stopped in the previous session. Now moving ahead today, let's see the e-commerce business models. Now these are B2C models. What we will be discussing. Business to consumer, in which the online business, the objective is to reach to the masses, to the customers. In this e-commerce, the first one is the portal model. Now here you might have come across the portals. We visit the web portals maybe to seek any information. We visit the portals. Now first and foremost thing, this business models. What is the meaning of business models? Business model is a business plan or a strategy designed by the organization, by the companies to reach the products, offering services to the end customers. So there are numerous methods or numerous ways to reach to the end customers. Which type of structure, which type of model or the plan of action, the strategy plan, the business is applying to reach the end customers is known as the business model. First and foremost thing. Here each and every company or each and every organization, it depends upon the organization how it would like to reach the end customers here. So there are numerous ways in which the company can think of reaching the customers. The first one is the portal model, where these are the gateways or openings directly to the internet. It gives visitors access to a large pool of information or knowledge at a single go. Now here, many of you you might have observed that we use search engines. Okay, Google is one of the very popular one. We just go to Google and we type the keywords. As we type the keywords, the portal provides us with a lot of information. If we click the pages, we have the different pop-ups with reference to that information. Okay, if we just click one, you go to the page inside. On the first page, okay, when you seek for the information, you will just get a glimpse. Like you can consider an example of a book. Okay, we go for the index first and we come to know that what is there on which page. Similarly, here also, in that fashion only, you will see that there is a lot of information which pops up on these different tabs with reference to whatever are the keywords which you have seek for the information. So when you just click it, you go to the another page and the information is provided. Now here it depends upon the map of keywords and the information which these portals they provide. The more appropriate are the keywords, the better are the chances that you would reach to that destination information very quickly. Now here also there is possibility of having more things to be done at a single time. Suppose you are working on your PC and you just want to know certain information about what is going on, you want to know about the news, you can visit that portal. At the same time, suppose you also want to check your email, you can go there, you can open new tab, you can have a look at your email with the help of search engine. Suppose you have come across some new word and you want to know what is the meaning of it or derive information with reference to background, history, anything, you just move ahead with one more additional tab, you can move there. So here, this portal gives you a huge pool of data. The visitors, those who visit this portal, they just need to make the portal understand what the visitor is looking for, and you get a lot of information as far as the portal model is considered. Now here this popular search engines are like Google, Yahoo, MSN, etc. It provides an opportunity for the companies to come up with the information basis here. Now, maybe with reference to news, research report, what is the ongoing trends about the market analysis, about the company history, about irrespective of any topic, they provide you with the information. It does not happen that you don't get any information. You get the information, whatever is available here. So these portal model or portal sites will give a pool of variety of information as there is no restrictions here. One can go on searching for the information from the diverse aspects. Like you can think of sports, you can think of news, you can think of online shopping, you can think of searching about somebody's profile. So irrespective of topics, irrespective of backgrounds, we can search here. Now for this portal models, if we take into consideration the revenue-based model, okay, through advertisers or charging for per click customers, through that also they can gain the profits here. Many times we see that there are pop-up windows wherein the ad is running. Sometimes it is free, that is if you close the ad, it gets closed. Otherwise, many a times we have to wait till the ad is complete. So here, these are the paid. They are the paid by the other companies. So these portals can gain revenues by charging the premium amount to the companies, and think of having these advertisements pop up on the portal model. In this portal model, this helps the companies to gain more revenues. Now it depends upon the companies, how do they charge, whether they enter a contract whether it is on a continuous basis, whether it is for the short span of time. That is, you just have a contract for so and so time, and this would be the amount. So it depends upon the uh, companies who enter into the portal model. Also, they charge the merchants or the owners of that particular information providers also, because when the visitor clicks the link, they get the information. So to place that information on the portal, maybe on the first page, on the second page, on the third page, okay, based upon that, these charges they vary. Here again, you can correlate it with the newspaper. In case of newspaper advertising, the news, okay, which are there on the second or third page carries more weightage. Therefore, the costing is more as compared to those pages on maybe inside, maybe 11th page, 12th page. Similar is the case here also. If they want it on the front page, okay, on the top priority, then the more amount is seeked from them. So here, the inclusion of community sites is also possible, where large amount of data with reference to one specialized area is placed. Even they are charged here. Some of them they are free, while the others are charged. So this is about the portal model. The second is the content provider. So here, whenever we visit any of the portals, we look for the content. What is the content? Content is the information we are looking for. So here, suppose if I need some information, I'm looking for some uh, history, some news, anything. It should be placed there properly. This is the job of the content provider, who provide the content. A content provider manages to provide data from one application to others on request. They can use different ways to store its data, which can be stored in a database, it can be stored in the files, or on a network itself. So here, maybe with reference to news, maybe with reference to music, the videos, the artwork over the web. This is all the arena of content provider. Now here, this is the second largest source of business to consumer e-commerce revenue model, where they generate the revenues maybe through subscription fees, through the payments, or for downloading it, or through advertising. Now here, many a times the information is downloaded. Okay. Visiting the website by the visitors is okay. When they look for that particular content and enter inside, at that time, for this downloading, they pay for this downloading to done through the visitors to these content providers. Now, it depends upon the type of information the visitors are seeking and the content provided to them. If you are looking for some subject matter, okay, where just text is okay for that, then the text is available. It depends again upon the creativity of the content provider, whether they just want to give the text matter, whether they want to include the videos, the music, because more appealing would be the content, more would be the visitors attracted to that content. There is a possibility that the visitor would at least enter inside the page. But many a times we also observe that uh, we expect the content based upon the tagline, okay, or based upon the just the sentence or the link which is provided, where there is some 2 3 words are placed. But when we enter inside, we are not happy with the content. Maybe we are not looking out for that content, whatever is available. So we get disappointed also here. So this should not happen by the content provider. The content provider should be able to map with the perception of the visitors, what exactly the visitor is looking for here. So here, the content provider, for them, it becomes challenging also to place a large pool of data with reference to a single context. These content providers, okay, they don't know with what perspective the visitor is visiting the portal, seeking for the information. So here they try best to provide all the necessary information, all the necessary part here. But again, one cannot predict the visitors, what exactly they are looking for. Today, this is one of the highly demanding fields where the companies are looking for the content providers who can provide good content and make the websites, make the portals more attractive, attract the customers here. The next is the transaction brokers. Now, in the traditional means also of business also, we have the transaction brokers, isn't it? The names given are like commission agents, intermediaries. They are in between the customers and the company. So here in e-commerce business also, we have the transaction brokers who link the customers and the companies or the organizations. These transaction brokers are intermediary. They play a role of intermediary between the customer and the company or the organization. On the behalf of the company, they conduct the transactions with the customers. Now here the main objective is the value proposition. Value proposition in terms of providing the offerings or the services to the customers. Why the customer enters into such type of transaction brokers? Previously also in traditional business also we had the transaction brokers. One thing is maybe the customer is not aware about the path or how to reach the company or the service provider. That's why the brokers were involved. One thing. Second thing is the customer does not care. He just wants to get the things done, and that's why he needs the transaction broker. Third thing, they want to save the time and money part. Many of today, most of them, they don't have the time. Time is become a very important factor. So here, instead of spending time, it's better some money is spent and the task is done through this intermediary, the mid person. So here, when we say it is based on the value proposition, how better these transaction brokers facilitate or provide facilities to the customers, the business model depends upon this one aspect. Now here, if you see the sectors like tours and travel operators, aid booking, aid travel, okay, you will find that or in case of job markets, uh, like we have Naukri.com or Monster.com. So here it is these are intermediaries between the job seekers and the job providers. Many a times they charge the fees for both the parties, and many of them times it is free for the visitors, but they charge for the companies. Similarly, the travel companies, in the traditional model, just we used to have the travel agents. Here also we have the transaction brokers who transact into the e mode, like we have the yatra.com website, who on the behalf of tours and travel operators transact with the customers, where if you just enter on the website, you will get all the details, maybe with reference to stay, with reference to hotel booking, maybe with reference to traveling part. Everything is arranged. So here, once we enter the portal, we just need to provide the details and everything is there ahead. It moves ahead. So here they provide with the transaction fees also. They provide with the transaction. So this is about the transaction brokers. Now I just gave an example of tours and travels. You can take into consideration the healthcare facilities also, where we have the chain of private hospitals in the global market, or etrade.com, where we have the different traders on the portal and they transact with the customers. Now here the fees are, the transaction fees depends upon the company policies or the company strategy. Now, I gave an example of the financial services, where it is used also the tours and travels, the hospitality industries. So even we can consider the other services also here. Now coming on to the next business model is the market creators. Now this uses the internet to create markets where it serves as a platforms where the buyers and sellers come together. Here, we have the Amazon, who brings the buyers and sellers together. They have the products placed or displayed on the portal. When the customer visits the web page, the customer looks out for the particular category of offering or the services to be provided. When they enter into that category, maybe even subcategories are available, or on the main page they can browse whatever they are looking for. So here they are known as this business model is known as market creator, because they are creating space here for the companies to transact with the customers, they being as the intermediary in between both the parties. Like Amazon or eBay, Mindra, you may take number of websites who play the role of market creator. Now this uses transaction fee revenue model, where these companies are whatever are the offerings they place on their websites, the companies are charged for this. Hello. And hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, even a database with reference to the customer, those who visited the particular categories is also noted down. So even that is charged for these companies. If they need a pool of database of visiting customers, even that is done here. The next part is with reference to service provider. There are many service providers who offer services online. Now, again, here value proposition is the main theme or objective for this. Now, one thing is very important, that unless and until these service providers or market creators does not gain the trust and faith of the visitors, things will not move ahead. So that's why we say that value proposition is based on the value proposition model. How conveniently you make the customers comfortable or convince them about the service offerings, the more is the customer convinced, and he will purchase the offerings or avail the services in case of service provider. So the content should be attractive. The people should feel that really this offering, these services have to be availed, since it should be time saving for them. Also, many a times the cost alternatives are also given to the customers. That is, these are the offerings and this is the price. Okay, so the customer can easily compare then and there itself. What are the services and what are the features of these services? Why there is a difference in the pricing? Whether there is some uniqueness or differentiation, that's why the price has been increased, or maybe the brand, on the basis of brand name, or suppose if the product is not a branded one, okay, if it's unknown, but still one can think of availing the services based upon the reviews of somebody else, the other customer whose review has been placed. So here, this model helps the startups, the small scales, with the help of these reviews of the other satisfied customers to move ahead and gain new customers, those who visit the portal. So for the service providers, this becomes easy mode to penetrate into the market to reach the customers. Here also there may be the subscription fee charged to the customers for the services, for the availing services. If one thinks of having a service mix, it is much more better because you have a combination of or bundle of services to offer. You will never know when a customer may be in the purview of searching for a single service, may even switch over and become the customer of other service provider. Suppose I am looking for just banking day-to-day transactions and I would like to be into the investing session, that is maybe into mutual funds, maybe something else. So even I can switch over there also. That is what is service providers. Now, apart from this was about the B2C, business to consumers. Now, here also we have business to business models also. That is, we do have the e-distributors. Now, in the traditional market also, we have the distributors who link the manufacturer and the end customer. Similarly, here also, in the context of B2B models, we have the e-distributors, the company that supplies offerings or services directly to individual businesses. Like we have the GE electric aircraft engines. Now here, the company may have more distributors. It may be owned, the supplier may own, it has its own websites, they may have their own portals, they may serve to many customers. Now here, since in the case of B2B model, that is business to business, I've told you that it's the bulk purchase, there is customization many a times, the requirements of the clientele is different. So according to the need, by maintaining the database and by having a bit of research, these companies can think of having different set of offerings based upon the requirement or need of the customers on the portal itself. Now here easily the revenue is going to the sale of these offerings or goods. The basic advantage for the companies is that maintaining database becomes much more simpler and easier. Through this e-business model, it facilitates as far as the time constraint is considered here. Maybe through online mode, one can think of ordering, the acceptance of order, or sending the documents through mail is possible, is facilitated. Next is e-procurement. The prime objective of this e-procurement is to create and sell access to digital electronic markets like Commerce One or Ariba. Now it deals with the procuring of the raw materials for the companies. Now just the client has to provide the details of what is the requirement with the perspective of procuring the materials and the sourcing of it, and management as far as the supply chain is considered is taken care by this e-procurement portals. The goods are at the doorstep. We need just the client needs to pay them. Here, one needs to just supply the details of what is the requirement to them. Coming to the exchanges part, the digital portal, it's a digital marketplace where the suppliers and the purchasers, they both of them, they come together and they transact. The transaction occurs between both the parties here. So the example is like exchange dot esteel.com or gepolymeral.com, where the exchanges take place in between the both parties. They are usually the independent firms whose business is making a market. Here also they generate the, it is based on the revenue model where the fees are charged. Now here usually a single market is taken into account in this case. Now coming to the next part is industry consortia. Now industry owned marketplaces that serve specific industries is taken into consideration. Now it is with reference to specific industry, so it has a wide scope here. The visitors would be visiting the portal and entering into the specific area, specific zone of that uh, industry. So here it has much broader perspective, this industry consortia, as compared to the other e-commerce models here. I said since it has a broader perspective, the companies would be here with reference to industry as in totality as such. So this is with reference to e-commerce business models. Now, different types of e-business models. Now here, an e-business model, it also describes the operational part of the organization which provides the offerings and the services. It's based on the revenue model. That is how the company generates the revenues. If we take the first one, that is the brokerage part. The brokerage or the e-business model brings the buyers and sellers together. It sees to it that both the parties come together, try to interact through the e-commerce mode, and can transact among themselves. It may be in the perspective of consumer to consumer, or with reference to consumer to business or business to business markets. Any of these categories, there are the brokerage. Now here, this model earns revenue by charging the money or fee or commissions to the both the parties. Many a times both the parties, many a times just the companies here, and they generate the revenues. Through generating the revenues, they sustain the business. Second part is the intermediary. This seeks to disseminate capture, collect, and disseminate the information to the information seekers. Like we visit the website, we just type some word or text and you get the information. The information is easily provided. This is the, you can say just it is between the stage and the audience. Okay, we are not aware what is there inside or at the backstage. At the backstage, there are many things going on. Like here, it's a pool of information, and these websites, they charge the companies. Now, many of them, if you see, previously we did not have to register when we visited many of the websites. Directly we could enter, but now maybe you might have come across the experience that we need to register and then only we can log in a particular website just to gain the right to use information on the website. Maybe a pool of data is created. Whenever we enter into some of the website, they ask for the login details. So here, the details of the customers' email addresses are, this data is stored with them. The next is advertising. Advertising we also had in the traditional means and on the website also. Especially I spoke about the content provider, okay, which offers, the website offers the content, the services, the products. But here there are the advertisements which pop in, and this is the revenue model for these businesses, e-businesses. They gain the revenues through these advertisements, or maybe just clicking, pay per click. Okay, if the customer clicks it, maybe it generates revenue for these websites. So that is with reference to advertising. The affiliate part, the affiliate, it is the business model that offers the product or services whenever the visitor visits the website. Now here, affiliate means you get the referral fee or percentage of the revenue from the resulting sale. That is mypoints.com, where they get the points which are converted into maybe discounts, or which are converted in terms of monetary or non-monetary benefit areas here. Now, this is about the e-business models from the revenue generation perspective. Now, any doubts as far as this aspect is considered? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts? Now, coming to the next part is integrating marketplace with the market space. Now, previously in the traditional, or maybe in the traditional businesses, okay, where the people go out in the market, maybe nearby grocery shop, maybe they enter the mini market, a supermarket, a shopping mall, or retail shop, anywhere. They move physically from there, one place to other place. They meet the people over there, that is the sales, maybe the salesperson, maybe the owner, shop owner. Okay, they have a glance at the offerings, they inquire about the features, they get the feedback from the salesperson, they look out for options physically, try to weave them and perceive about the offering, ask for price, negotiate for price. Okay, this is what happens in the particular marketplace part. Now here, what is market space? Similarly, as we had in marketplace, here also in the E mode, the buyers and sellers come together and they enter into the transactions through the electronic mode. This is known as the market space here. Now, they come together with the help of e-commerce platforms. Now, here the examples may be like eBay, the Quicker.com, the Myntra, Alibaba, Amazon, all are these the e-commerce platforms which bring together both the parties. The electronic transactions, they are used for the dissemination or distribution of goods or services in the market space. Now, important features of the market space are like the transactions which take place are through internet or the online mode of purchase here. Now, there is no face-to-face interaction between the manufacturer or the company and the customer. The visitor or the person, the customer who wants to shop just enters the portals to find the information in the market space about what are the offerings or services available on the portal. There are no showrooms or actual stores. They are replaced by the market spaces on the internet portals, through the internet on the website portals. Maybe with the help of the ICT tools like your laptop or smartphones, customer through the internet enters these websites and try to shop through the online mode. So here the major components of this market space are buyers, those who want to purchase the offerings. The buyers have lot of options available. There is a lot of variety for them to make choices. They can compare simultaneously. They get to know the features or components, what are there of the product. So it becomes convenient for the buyers. The sellers is the other component, those who have placed the offering. They are offering their products or services to customers, to a large pool of visitors, irrespective of having the target audience. Here, target audience is not the factor at all. The visitor, with reference to when he clicks that particular category, he becomes the target audience or the potential customer, we can say. That's why the sellers, as far as the sellers is considered, they are actively involved to attract the customers. They also spend on online advertising. They need to be in touch with these intermediaries, with these portals, maybe to get the hold of the customer, to attract the customers by offering them new offerings, giving them some discounts, attracting them. The third part is these intermediaries who map the customers with the companies. Now, these intermediaries provide the market space by offering infrastructure services, matching the buyers with sellers and vice versa, helping them both of the parties transact. Also, the other business partners are involved here, like the maybe the shippers, as far as the supply chain is considered. The offerings, which is the main thing or component of the market space, which is available on the platform. Now it depends upon the company where it would like to place its offering, how it would attract the customers. So these are the components. At the back end, we have many linkages here as far as the market space is considered. These back-end activities include the order fulfillment, the packaging of the goods, the payment processing, purchasing from suppliers, inventory management, and the delivery of the goods at the doorstep of the customers. Also, the infrastructure is involved, like we need to have the networks, the software, the hardware part. The front end includes the shopping carts, the electronic catalogs, the seller's portal, the payment gateway, and of course a search engine. So these are the components of the market space. Now, basic aim or objectives here is to sell the product or the offering or services to the end customers, providing them the support via market space, and establishing brand awareness, we can say. Now, if you think of pros and cons, your market space is already established. There is no need to create the demand here. Since it's an online mode, it's very faster. It reaches the customers at a very faster rate. As the intermediaries, we don't have that much intermediaries as we have usually in the traditional business. So there is a possibility of the products to be offered to the customers at a less price. With a single click of mouse, the shopping is done here. Market space can attract many visitors as it facilitates, as it offers variety of goods and products. Now, the other side is that here, no doubt the customer can visualize, okay, but when it comes to trying out a offering, trying out a product, it is not possible here. One has to look for the features or specifications or the content as far as the details of the product is considered. There is no help from the salesperson here, because when you enter a shopping mall or anywhere, you directly ask the queries, doubts to the salesperson. Here, that factor is not there. So there is no direct communication as such. So these were pros and cons as far as the market space is considered. Any doubts here? Then we will stop here. We will continue in the next session.